Matt Jolly, right here on Georgia Radio.
Happy Wednesday to you, Matt Jolly, hanging out here with you, having a good time today on Daber to Daber. And I'll tell you what, the weather today, not too bad. Forecast in the 80s and 90s and rain across the center section of the state. Not too bad out on the western edge where we're at the Big Red Barn on Fairchance Farm in the 80s out west, and let's see, slight chance of rain. It's always raining jokes around James Gregory's house, and he joins me right now. Funniest man alive, James Gregory. Welcome back to Georgia Radio. Thanks for being here.
Good. It's so good to hear from you. How you been doing?
Man, I've been doing great, James. It's great to hear your voice. I wanted to ask you, because you've got two shows coming up in Georgia, and I know you live here and you're from here, and
right.
You kind of start your tour out here, and I'm guessing you come back through here and just keep it going. But you're playing Macon, Georgia on the 21st. That's this Friday.
That's tomorrow.
Yep, coming up soon. Well, today's Wednesday. That'll be Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so just a couple of days. But you get around the state, and then Augusta the following day, the 22nd. Right. I don't know how you do that. You're not in your 20s anymore. You just keep it going. You don't slow down. There's no slowing down in James Gregory's vocabulary.
Well, people ask me that all the time. Why are you still working? I said, well, I'm trying to get the last two payments made on my double wide.
Right. You gotta get those in. I mean, you don't want to spoil your good name. When you go shop, do you use the self-checkout, or do you wait in line? Do you have an opinion about these things?
Well, I'll tell you something. You may not believe me when I tell you this. I have never, ever, ever in my entire life done self-checkout. I refuse to do it.
Well, I was going to say I'd pay good money to watch. I'd like to see you try and find where you punch in for a rutabaga. That would be fun, James. That could be your next big YouTube video. James Gregory versus the self-checkout. I mean, that would be fun. But, a lot of people are really opinionated about this. It's not one way or the other. They either love the things or they hate the things. And I am right there in the hate category, because to me, it's just, people losing their jobs. And if I wanted a job, I would have applied.
And also, it's like me doing someone else's job. It's not my job.
Right.
It's not my job to be a cashier.
Right.
Somebody else should be the cashier. No,
I agree. What are you working on these days? What keeps you laughing?
Well, basically the same old type of stuff. That don't mean the same old thing. What I'm saying is, I try to do the kind of humor that is common sense, real life stuff.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I stay away from politics. I do not discuss current events. My philosophy is, when somebody comes to see a show, especially a comedy show, that's an hour and a half or 2 hours to get away from the news.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
People watch the news 24 hours a day these days. So it didn't make any sense to me for the audience who bought a ticket to see a show, and then a comedian comes on stage, and then the comedian starts talking about what was on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Now, a lot of people do that, and they can be very funny. That's just not what I do.
No, I understand that. But the great thing about your show is anybody can come. I mean, if you want to bring your 10-year-old, you can come, and it's going to be funny, and they're going to enjoy it. What's funny to you today as you've gone through life? Is there something that's just funnier now to you than it's ever been that we just don't get, or is it, what has changed? Because I asked a friend this who's a comedian, and he is, he's older than Milton Berle was, but but I said, what's funny to you today? And his answer really surprised me. I'm just curious. I'd love to ask you, what's funny to James Gregory these days?
Well, we all have crazy kin folks. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I've always made a routine about some crazy kin folks, whether it be an uncle or whether it be a cousin or something, But I just think even people are crazier than ever.
Well, they are, yeah. And do you have that kind of sense of humor that your close friends, when you go out somewhere and you see something that is funny, are you able to hold back, or does it just kind of fall out of your mouth like you can't keep it in?
If something is funny to me, or I think it's funny, I can like exaggerate it.
Well, yeah,
or rework it. You know.
Yeah.
It's just it's like just recently, for example, I have a friend of mine. I've known him for years, and he's what you would call a health nut. You know?
Oh, yeah.
He won't eat this. He won't eat that. Blah 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 blah. You know. So, and he stays away from anything that's got sugar in it. You know. So he'll go to the supermarket, and the supermarkets who have the in-store bakery where they bake their own cakes and pies. You know?
I'm terrible about those. I can't go buy it and not get something.
Well, me too. Here's something very interesting, okay? And I won't name the supermarket that I go to, but an apple pie is $6.99. Okay?
I know that supermarket.
Hold on. Now, listen to what I'm saying. An apple pie is $6.99. Okay, that same apple pie. Okay. No sugar added is $7.99.
Well, what's up with that?
Well, see, here's the point. You have to be a health nut to go along with that.
Yeah.
You would think if it has less ingredients,
right,
the pie would be cheaper.
Right. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Here's what I told a friend of mine. You know, I said, well, next time you decide to buy an automobile, and say you're going to buy a used car for $25,000, okay? Let them take the tires off, and you can get it for $27,000.
Yeah, yeah, and you'll be helping everybody out by doing that. Yeah, pay more, get less. Come on down. Yeah, to James Gregory's big grocery store. No, I think that's you bring up a lot of observational humor, and that's funny. But you know, some of these folks, they just, and I guess I'll see something, and my wife will shoot me a look, and she just kind of stares at me because she knows exactly what I'm thinking, you know. But that's one of the you have to know when to hold back and when to rewrite it, and you know, never be rude towards someone else. But I get that. But yeah, family and cousins, and it's always a safe bet, especially here in Georgia. I'm looking forward to seeing you live at some point. I really am. I'd love to. I got to get down there to make it.
And not just Georgia. I have performed in 38 of the 50 states, you know. And funny is funny, and people are people, you know.
Well, I agree with that. But half our listeners, the pickup truck won't make it out of the county. So, James, I've got to focus on Augusta and on Macon. You're in South Carolina, I think, the next night. You must have a really nice truck to travel in, James. I'm telling you.
Well, I don't drive a truck. I have an automobile. I'm always with another comedian who's a friend of mine.
That's great.
I have 2 or 3 guys, and I would choose one of them to be the opening act. So I never travel alone. We travel together, you know.
Yeah.
But I always go by car. I stay away from those airplanes.
Yeah. If God had meant us to fly, you know, I mean.
I'm kind of afraid to fly. I told people for years, it sounds like a joke, but it's real. I don't mind flying once a year just to catch up on my drinking and my praying.
Right. But after that, all bets are off. Well, I won't invite you, James. You know, part of my job is doing air show announcing, and I go all over the country doing that. We'd love doing that. And there's a lot of really great pilots out there that I know. Doesn't mean I want to fly with them, though.
Oh, I know that.
You know, they go upside down and do all that stuff that God really didn't intend airplanes to do, and somehow they do it really, really well. But I'm right there with you. If that thing takes off running down the runway and we hit a bump, I am not the happiest person on board. And I don't like going through the airport. Now I'll tell you what, you could get a lot of material here at the airport.
Oh, yeah, just watching people.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, there are some crazy folks out there. Well, listen, you're going to be in town, and I really look forward to seeing you down in Macon, Georgia on the 21st, and then the 22nd in Augusta. Do you know the theater where you're going to be in Augusta?
Yeah, it's the Miller Theater.
Oh, okay, the Miller Theater.
Miller.
Well, that'll be fun, James, and you're going to be there, of course, live with your buddies, and just a good time. There's still a few tickets available, so folks, go to funniestman.com, and get your tickets for the Funniest Man Alive this Friday and then Saturday in the Peach State. So right here in Macon, Georgia, and then again in Augusta the following night on Saturday night. And then if you're in South Carolina, you can catch him if your pickup truck will go that far. James, thanks for coming on. I just love having you on, and I hope you'll come back sometime.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll talk to you anytime. Just let me know.
Well, I call Lenny first and make sure he's okay, and then get you on, you know. Yeah, I know how this works. Well, James, thanks again for coming on, and we'll talk to you real soon. I'll bring you an apple pie.
Please do.
with everything in it.
Or some fried chicken.
Yeah. I won't leave out an ingredient. It'll have sugar, and it'll have lots and lots of grease. James Gregory, everybody.
When you need milk for Zoe and a cold brew for yourself, Kroger Delivery will get you just what you need in as little as 30 minutes. Open the Kroger app and start your cart, whatever the cart. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Delivery times not guaranteed. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
When you're a Boost member, you get free delivery, double fuel points, and lots more. Sign up at Kroger.com/boost.
Georgia Radio. On your phone, in your home, everywhere you go.
Country, that's what I grew up listening to.
Georgia Radio. We love you more than peanuts and peaches. So glad you're here.
Yeah, welcome back to Neighbor. My thanks to James Gregory for coming on. Listen, if you missed last night's show with Mr. Bacon and Mr. Peebles, you missed a great episode of the Georgia Folk and Farm Life Show. Joining me now from a safe place on the road in his log truck is our favorite log truck driver, Mr. Wade Peebles, the most famous log truck driver in all of Georgia. Wade, how you doing?
I am fat and happy and well. How about you?
Are you in a safe place?
I am in a safe place, yes.
Next week, next Wednesday, we'll have another show. It's just going to be you and me, though, I'm told. We're going to be talking about things from Georgia Folk and Farm Life, and hopefully an upcoming, I don't know what we're going to call it, old time radio and mini gathering or something. I don't know what we're going to call it. We're going to be doing something in the fall. We're trying to put that on the schedule.
And it will be good. It will be good.
Yeah, we got to call down there to the old Swainsboro Theater. They're not calling it the Dixie Theater anymore. They're calling it it's a performing arts center there, and that'll be neat. We'll try and talk to those people. We're trying to find a theater. If you know somebody that's got a theater that they'd like us to come and do the show in, we'd love to come and do it. That'd
Anything
be fun.
short of the Fox in Atlanta, I don't know if we're ready for that.
I don't think we're not ready for big time yet, Wade. We got to keep it small, you know.
We might do the Fox Squirrel Theater in Alma somewhere, you know.
The Fox Squirrel Theater. I like that.
Yeah, that's
I like that.
More, yeah.
Well, what are you working on today? What's going on now that you're slept and you've rested? What's going on in your world?
I can't really. It's top secret. I really can't share that information with you at the present time.
Working on,
which means I really nothing. In other words, it's really not much. It's nothing worth speaking of. Yeah.
I asked James Gregory. I don't know if you heard it or not, but I asked him. I said, James, do you ever use a self-checkout machine? And I'm sure you heard what he said. He said he's never used one in his life. And I said, well, I would.
And you were not surprised by that answer.
No, but I said I would pay good money to watch James Gregory try to check out a rutabaga at the grocery store. That would be fun. I think he could have a YouTube.
I would rather see that than watch it. Pay for him for a visit to the cat house. That would be more entertaining.
It would be entertaining to watch him.
It would be. Yes.
I would probably pay just about as much to watch you at a self-checkout as I would James Gregory.
But this may surprise you. I've gone over to the dark side. I like self-checkout, and
you're pretty good at it.
I boycotted it. I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it. I decried it. I wrote against it. I spoke against it. but now I've gone over to the dark side, and I'm a self checker outer.
Well, I don't like it because the bags you can't undo the bags. They put all the I think those baggers go over there and they weld all of those ones at the self-checkout together so they don't
Well,
open.
You have to spit on your fingers to get them, to separate.
Yeah.
It's like in the produce section, everybody looks around to make sure nobody's looking when they spit on their fingers and open those little produce bags that you can't get into. They're permanently sealed.
See, self-checkout, we're all going to spread the COVID.
Yeah.
And we just bring your own bags. I was up in D.C. the other day.
We went through that. Didn't we go through that last year? Bring your own bag.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah,
we did. We've been through all of it. But up in D.C., they charge you 5 cents per plastic bag. And I thought, what? It's a bag tax. They tax you on the bag.
Bag tax.
So you got to bring your own bags, or you got to pay for their bags. The 5-cent grocery bag, the nickel bag, and it just drives me nuts.
I thought you were talking about senior citizens going out on a date. Guys had to. Never mind. That's a whole different thing.
Bring your own bag.
Paying for an old bag.
Yeah. You send your hate mail now to box.
Yes, 135
Garfield, Georgia. Mr. Wade Peebles. There you go. Well, is the logging business being good to you right now? Has it been good?
Yes.
Yeah, lots of trees to cut down and ruin the days for.
Listen, we just look around and there are trees everywhere that need to be cut down.
Yeah.
Big, fine, beautiful old trees. And we say, that's a good one right there. Let's cut it.
You told me one time, you said, being a logger, you ride around and look at trees and just wish they were on the ground.
I look at a tree like a Hollywood producer looks at a starlet. He won't, never mind. Okay, you won't see him.
Well, it's a family show, Wade.
I want to see that. So I see a beautiful tree, and people say, "Oh my, isn't that a magnificent tree?" I say yes, and I think how great it would look on a log tree. Headed
into town to make furniture or something else.
Yeah.
What happens to most of those trees that you cut down? Are they going for pulp wood, or are they going for?
We cut a lot of pulp wood, but that's the lesser quality wood. Those that don't make the grade for salt trees or chipping salt. And then you have pine trees or pine logs that are big enough and good enough quality to cut lumber out of, and then that's what they're used for. And then you have hardwood. Some of it goes to hardwood pulpwood, and the good logs go for hardwood mills, which are separate mills. They just all. There's not as many as those. There's really in our area we have Battle Lumber Company in Wadley and Beasley and Hazelhurst. They're the main producers and buyers of hardwood, making lumber, hardwood lumber.
And you haul it all. You don't care. You're not particular.
No, I'm not. I don't care. If you cut it down and put it on my trailer, I'll take it.
Yeah, there's very little that you can't put on the back of a log truck. What's the crazy? I was going to ask you this one time. What's the craziest thing you've ever hauled on a log truck?
I've hauled, steel tanks and from people, I've anything. But did you know it's really if you have a certain tag on your log trailer, you're only supposed to haul forest products. That's all it's.
Forest products. You can't haul barrels for Tom Kersey.
That's right. I couldn't. If Tom Kersey wanted me to haul barrels, I would have to. We would have to paint them to look like logs.
By the way, Tom Kersey is a new sponsor of our show. The Tom Kersey disappearing burn barrel is now available.
Yeah, it's just one-time use only.
One-time use only.
Barrel.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has the market.
It's just. Yeah. I think Bick is going to try to buy this. One use.
Right.
And try to. Get the market on.
Well, it's great because as your waste and trash burns down, so does the trash barrel, and you don't have that.
So does your grass and your neighbor's fence.
Well, but you don't have any of that unsightly waste.
No, it's a clean
burn
job. Yeah. As soon as the fire department leaves, it's all
gone. That's right. As soon as that last truck leaves,
it's done.
Just call your insurance company before you.
You can look out the back window now and see forever.
That's right. Just forest
no more
growth.
Obstructions. Yes.
The Tom Kersey disappearing burn barrel, available now at fine retailers. Well, Tom is one of these guys that he needs to come on the show. He really should. Got to have Tom.
We have got to have Tom on as a guest.
With his disappearing burn barrels. I mean,
disappearing burn barrels.
If you need a 50-gallon barrel, though, he's the guy to call.
He's got metal ones and plastic ones, and he's he's the barrel man.
Yeah, the barrel man, Tom Kersey, good stuff.
And Tom Kersey is the number one fan of country music stage productions. If there's a show around, somebody owns some people making music, he's going to be there. So
Yeah.
he loves music and he loves barrels and he loves the Lord. I mean, it don't get any better than that. He's a great friend, you know.
Maybe he could bring James Gregory a barrel on Friday night because, I mean, I can't imagine that he wouldn't want one.
I'm sure he would.
You know, a fan barrel.
A fan barrel, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, James is going to be in Macon, Georgia this week, and then on Friday night. And then on Saturday night, he's over there by you in Augusta.
Oh, yeah.
So, good stuff seeing Mr. Gregory.
You don't get shot in Macon or Augusta. Bless his heart.
Come on now. Wait. You can't go saying that. This is Georgia radio.
Crime-riddled communities,
Come
you know.
on,
Augusta, Macon.
Wade. Now, Wade, you can't go saying that on this show.
Okay.
Wade, Peebles got to
wonderful place.
slap
Macon
your
and
wrist
Augusta.
with the
we
ruler.
love Macon and Augusta, yeah.
We do love Macon. I love Macon, Georgia. Listen, I love Macon, Georgia. That town has got something in the water when it comes to music, and it's just an amazing. Every city has crime, and Macon and Augusta, both fine cities, despite what Wade Peebles says. And if you want to send your hate mail, you send it on down to Garfield, Georgia, to Mr. Wade Peebles there. Can't believe you'd be mouthing Macon and Augusta. Jiminy Crickets,
Just
Wade
wait.
Peebles.
When they shoot him, you go say, "Damn if you weren't right, Wade." You know?
Peebles, stop. Stop. All right. I've had about enough of this. I got to get out of here. Brother Wade, thanks for coming on this morning. It's always so fun to talk to you, though. It really is.
My pleasure. Same here.
Yeah, no, you're going to be on next week with an all-new Georgia Folk and Farm Life show. We'll have a good time next week, too. But
we will.
Brother Wade, thanks for coming on. Stay out of the rain today. It's just all over the state, and I hope those windshield wipers are working with you. All right, everybody. Brother Wade is going to duck into a safe spot on the road and restart his engine and keep going with a big old load of logs and burn barrels. If you missed the first part of the show here with James Gregory, you can listen to the podcast. It'll be ready in just about a hot minute. Y'all stay tuned, of course, for more great country music. I'm here with you all the way till 2 o'clock, 10 to 2, every Monday through Friday. Thanks for being here. So long for now, everybody.
Country, that's what I grew up listening to.
Georgia Radio. We love you more than peanuts and peaches. So glad you're here.